doing a lot of Chris Warren talking, so I want you guys to use CW3 to have your Chris Warren questions answered on today's show. And also, I'm going to be sipping some beer here from Boulevard Beer. If you guys want to comment below what you're sipping on, let me know in the comment section. So remember, use hashtag CW3 to have your Chris Warren questions answered, and I'll answer them here live on the Oakland Raiders Report. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you guys click subscribe, and make sure you guys click that like button, because it helps us out a bunch here at the Raiders Report. So why am I talking about Chris Warren? Because there's a lot of rumors around him moving potentially to fullback. If the Raiders don't decide to move him to fullback, he could likely be on the practice squad. Now, we know that he's competing with Doug Martin, and he didn't play at all last season because he was placed on the IR. There's a part of me that wonders if maybe the Raiders placed him on the IR simply so they'd be able to keep him, because when Chris Warren balled out during the preseason, everybody saw he was absolutely trucking people. And I think the first report that started to come out that Chris Warren might be a halfway decent running back is when we watched it live, him trucking Detroit Lions defenders. So, I want to ask everybody who's watching right now, which position should Chris Warren play? I want you to type RB, fullback, or tight end, because I've had multiple people here on the Raiders Report tell me that Chris Warren should ultimately play tight end. So make sure you guys are using hashtag CW3, just like my dude AR did in the comment section. So do you think Chris will make the roster if he produces similar to what he did last year? Sorry about no picture. It's all good, AR. I know you're a loyal watcher. Do I think he can produce similar to last year in the preseason? Like, if he played the entire year, no. Josh Jacobs is going to be the main running back. Jalen Richard is going to be the third down back. I would say, like, best case scenario for Chris Warren is he makes the roster and, like, maybe can get 1 or 2, 3 opportunities to score a touchdown. Like, if I want the Raiders to succeed, I think the best chance for them to succeed is with Josh Jacobs leading the backfield, because he's just simply a more talented running back than Chris Warren. But that's not saying Chris Warren's a bad running back. It's just Josh Jacobs is, really good. All right, Brandon Pinnaker. What's up, brother? Is it a for Chucky head lock that Warren will end up on the Raiders practice squad or released? Chris Warren is so overrated. Now, I don't know if he's overrated amongst like other people outside the industry, but in terms of Raider Nation, we always joke here at Chat Sports that the best running backs in the NFL are Chris Warren 1, Ezekiel Elliott 2, Josh Jacobs 3, Saquon Barkley 4, and then Chris Warren the third 5. Like, I know that you guys love Chris Warren, and the hype around him was really fun and exciting last year. Do I think he's overrated? Maybe a little bit by Raider Nation, but do I think he's ultimately for Chucky heads going to end up on the practice squad? Like, no, that's not locked in. But if I had to predict what would happen, I'd give it about 3 Chucky heads. So Josh Jacobs is the RB1. Jalen Richard's the RB2. I still think cutting DeAndre Washington makes the most sense, because you would end up saving $720K. I don't know how many cents that is. It's probably a lot. If somebody wants to do the math, let me know. But, like, ultimately, I just think that Chris Warren is, I don't want to say in an unfortunate situation, but when you draft a running back this high and you have a reliable running back like Richard and Doug Martin, who played pretty well last year with 723 rushing yards, I just don't know if it looks so good for Warren to actually make the final 53. Look at this picture. Raider Boy 92. Cheers to you. Hang on a sec. That's awesome. So Raider Boy and I hung out June 1st, so loving the picture, my man. If Warren does get moved to fullback, I almost said Facebook, what happens to Smith? Do we move him or just cut him? If Warren gets moved to fullback, Keith Smith is going to get cut. I mean, there's no reason to keep another fullback on your team for $1.5 million. Like, you can save $1.5 million by cutting Smith. Now, I like Alec Ingold a lot out of Wisconsin. If there's one thing that I know a Wisconsin fullback can do, it's block for the running back. And I want Alec Ingold, I want our fullback's main job to be blocking. I don't really want Chris Warren catching the ball that much. That's why we went out and got Tyrell Williams. That's why we got Antonio Brown. That's why we drafted players like Hunter Renfrow. We have better options to be able to catch the football and better options to be able to run the football. So, yeah, I think if Warren gets moved to fullback, Smith's gone. But if you could ask me just what I think makes the most sense for the Raiders, I think it's actually keeping Alec Ingold cutting Keith Smith. So, there you go. So, remember to use hashtag CW3 to have your Chris Warren questions answered, because today's mailbag, just this part, is all about Chris Warren, because I'm always blown away how you guys lock onto a player and then really just, there's so many news, so many rumors about that dude. So use hashtag CW3 to have your Chris Warren questions answered. Like Ryan Johnsrud. All right. Can he block now? I don't really think that Chris Warren is that good of a blocker. Like, he is a very strong player, but the one thing that doesn't always translate is just because you're a strong player, that doesn't make you a good blocker. Blocking is one of the hardest things to do in the NFL. It's why you see a lot of rookie running backs struggle right away, because picking up blitz packages and understanding the way that your offensive line and who your offensive line is picking up, it's not easy. And a lot of these guys, they don't really get to work, in college, and it's actually one of the reasons why Chris Warren didn't end up being so successful at Texas. It's because they tried to make him this tight end / fullback, wing back, and it just didn't work out. It just simply didn't work out. Now, the other people that are disrespecting Chris Warren is Madden. Now, I don't think that Chris Warren is a 60 overall. I also don't think that Chris Warren is baby Bo Jackson. But he's not 13 skill points lower than DeAndre Washington, and he's not the worst running back in the AFC West. Now, I released my video yesterday, and if you're watching, I released my video about the Raiders' Madden ratings, and Chris Warren just flat out got disrespected. So, the reason why I wanted to put this on today's show is because I like to see what you guys are thinking. I want to know what you guys think about the Madden 20 ratings and if they actually disrespected Chris Warren, because I can tell you this right now. A 60 overall is way too low for Chris Warren. Like, if you're going to tell me that DeAndre Washington is a 73, there's no way you can tell me that Chris Warren is a 60. There's no way that you can tell me that running backs that have been cut by the Chiefs are better than Chris Warren. That one's real Chucky heads. Tuck roll, tuck that. So I want you guys to rate Chris Warren on Madden, because 60 is obviously absolute BS. So rate Chris Warren on Madden. I want you guys to comment below, because I'm very, very interested to see what you guys put out there. Now, today's show is my bookie, even though I saw a video yesterday come out that says it's BetDSI or Nintendo DSI. That's not right. It's chatsports.com/Raiders. It's my bookie. Use my promo code GORAIDERS for 100% deposit bonus. And if you guys want to get signed up, and if you want me to FaceTime you to doing it, I can literally walk you through the process. Chatsports.com/Raiders. My bookie. Cheers to you. Let's go to Big Ed, or Big Head ET. Mitch. That's my name. Do you think we would trade Warren for a 6th or 7th round pick? Yeah, I just don't know many teams that would take Chris Warren for a 6th or 7th round pick. Like, why would you give up a pick for a player that's, being rumored to probably being cut or put on the practice squad? Like, I really don't think another team would take Chris Warren for 6 or 7. But Big Head ET, if you don't like that, I'm sorry. And I have no idea what picture that is. Is that Crying Jordan face? Or is that literally ET on Squidward? That's something Squidward. All right, from producer Alicia. Let's go to Alfredo Robills. Would you rather have Chris Warren or Tom Cable? Oh, hang on a sec. As Tom screams in the background, FC! Type FC's in the comment section. I would rather have Chris Warren. I would rather have Chris Warren because Chris Warren at least has the potential to be good. I've watched Tom Cable the last 12 years be absolutely terrible. So I'm just convinced that Tom Cable is absolutely terrible, and Chris Warren just simply would have much more upside. I don't hate Chris Warren. I'm just hard on Chris Warren because y'all love him so much. Jose Fernandez. Tom, zip it. Chris Warren is baby Bo. This is why I talk about Chris Warren. Bo Jackson, I would argue, is the greatest athlete to ever play football. Okay? Simply athlete. I'm not saying greatest running back. I'm saying athlete. And for you to say that Chris Warren is baby Bo, if Chris Warren wore any other jersey, you would not even think that he's kinda baby Bo. And then when you're telling me that I've had people compare him to Mike Allstott, like, I think Mike Allstott is a much more realistic comparison than Bo Jackson. I don't know if there's anybody that you can compare to Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson was he was so athletic that literally his body couldn't hold up to how athletic Bo Jackson was. If you want to compare Chris Warren to Mike Allstott, even that is a little bit of a stretch. I get that the baby Bo hype is out there, and I get that he had a great preseason. But he is not Bo Jackson. So what's your one-word reaction to Chris Warren playing fullback? We're going to have some fun here. I'm going to throw out some comments on some later shows. That way you guys can see what y'all are saying. So I want you in the comment below. So if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, I want you to comment below your one-word reaction to Chris Warren playing fullback. And I'm seeing right now Steve Munoz, F. Tomming C. Steve Munoz is a loyal watcher. And remember guys, can't swear. So we say the word Tom for the F word. I'm also seeing Jeff Rogers is using his one word as crap. Muzz Kummel is saying good. Michael Peppers is saying eh. Mac McIntosh says pancakes. RaiderBoy92 says confused. And if you're like, wait, he's reading this off live. If you're watching this video, let's say on a loop later on in the week. Remember, I go live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's go back to Alfredo. What's up, brother? Can you guys hire Chris Warren on the Raiders Report? Can we hire Chris Warren on the Raiders Report? I don't know if we can hire Chris Warren. I also don't know if Chris Warren would want to come on the Raiders Report, but if you guys want to tweet at Chris Warren and try to get him to come on the show, like, hey, I would 100% be all about that. So, Chris, if you're watching my show, and here's the thing, I know that you do, would you want to come on? So tweet Chris Warren and tell him to join the Raiders Report at Score All Day CW25. So take a screenshot of this. You ready? And send it to Chris Warren. Tell him, Chris, get on the Raiders Report, join Mitch, and then we'll do a live mailbag, Chris Warren and I. What do you guys say? Yeah? For Chucky Heads? I'm all about it. So make sure you guys do that. Please, please, please. Chris, get on the show. Let's go to Macintosh. If you get Chris Warren, shotgun a beer with him. Done. I'll do more than shotgun a beer. Chris Warren. If Chris Warren comes on the show, comment below what I should do, and then I'll put that on the next show, and then we'll figure out what Chris Warren and I can do, or shit, what I would just do just to get Chris Warren on the show. Chris, come on the Raiders Report. Jason Ayers, Sharks fan. If he got game, play him. If not, boot him. I don't really disagree with that statement. I just don't know how much game Chris Warren has. I think the hype around Chris Warren is a little bit overblown, but I don't know if you're going to boot a running back who you're only going to pay $495K to. Like, I do think that Chris Warren has some upside. I just think if Chris Warren's want was there and he didn't put on this extra poundage and he got in a little bit better shape, because he is athletic. He's shown us that he's athletic, but I don't know if actually like the real want is there. Because I think if Chris Warren really wants to strap it on, I don't know if I can say strap it on, if he really wants to play football at a high level, I really think he's athletic enough to do it. Now, make sure you guys subscribe to the Oakland Raiders Report, youtube.com/Raiders Report. Make sure you guys are always interactive with me on IG and on Twitter, at Mitchell Renz 365. And now, if you're watching live, you're going to see a video that I pre-recorded, so don't get mad. I'll be coming back with more live Q&A. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.